one point in time. I don't know if I can.
Maybe get a bigger pen or, you know.
I'll give it a go. So this is my absolutely great pleasure to introduce Mike Pagan. For those who don't know him, he basically helps businesses and helps people overcome confidence issues, and he's working very closely with people who have played sports but have retired. I'm not going to steal any more of your thunder, but I've known Mike for ages, and this isn't a great honour because I wanted you to speak at the events for ages. So, less of me, more of Mike. Mike Pagan, give it a it.
Thank you. Is it just me, or do the rest of you self-sabotage your performance? Is it just me, or do you guys faff around as well? Sometimes I think, is it just me, or do I get distracted by shiny things that kind of stop me from doing the stuff I need to do? It's not just me. You're all nodding. You're all part of it. Tonight what I want to do in the short time we have is just share with you some ideas about an experience I had and the lessons that I learned from it. Because there's a big difference between those people that we know who are awesome. They do the stuff that they're great at, and they're really passionate and they're really excited, and no matter what you do, you can't hold them back because they're just on it. And then there's the rest of us who don't want to get up in the morning, don't want to go to bed, want to watch another episode or back catalogue or download from Netflix. And then we don't get ourselves in that, oh, now I'm knackered, it's only Tuesday. Or is that just me? Not just me, is it? It's what we all do. So let me just start this off. Something I do to keep warm. But believe me, when you're sitting on a boat, in front of you is France. Behind you is Dover. It's 2:15 in the morning on a Sunday night, and you hear that call going out. Just jump in. You're wearing a nice big warm coat. It's keeping you warm. It's all logoed up. Very smart. And the water is there. The lightning is there. The waves are there. The guy before you is already in and swimming. He's going for it. There's sewage. There's jellyfish. There's oil slick. There's tankers. There's ferries. And the call goes out again. Just jump in. So you take your coat off. You got Vaseline on the bits that chafe. Visual imagery. Funny enough, my wife never says nice at that point. Swimming hat, goggles, green flashing torch back of my head. Budgie smugglers. Call goes out third time. Just jump in. So I did. Woohoo! I was third of a team. We called the Warwick 250. Why we called the Warwick 250? Because that was the approximate total age of the team. Yeah, there's 6 of us in the team, so you can do the maths. Or some of you can do the maths. We were the Warwick 240 when we first started planning it, and we were nearly the Warwick 260 by the time we'd done it. And this is the point. It took 2 years. 2 years of commitment of deciding we're going to do this. Only one of the guys in the team had ever done any form of open water swimming before. The rest of us were all novice open water swimmers. We all play water polo together, so some of the guys are far better than me at that. So we can swim, but as far as open water, no, complete novices. Why did we do it? Because of that whole thing of, wouldn't it be great to have done? You know, when you visualise that goal, you hear all these annoying business coaches and other people saying, yeah, well, if you've got a clear goal, then you can strive for it. Or if you haven't got a goal, then any road will do and you don't know how you're going to get there. Or is that just me? This is the point. We went through this whole process. Now, any of the statistics that I'm going to give you now, none of them are to impress you or anything like that. It's just the facts of what we did to get through it. In two years prior to it, I did my first open water swim. I was training down at Ragley Hall, down the road. Lovely lake there, a couple of times a week. You can go down there, put a wetsuit on, go swimming. So you get 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning, sitting on the side of the lake at Ragley Hall. Stately home up behind you, very smart. Big coffee, big piece of cake, smug and self-righteous. Yeah? Feeling good. I did a Great North swim up in Windermere. And I have to say this, that there was a certain lady last year who, for comic relief or whichever it was, did a swim in Lake Windermere and put open water swimming back years. Because she didn't train, she didn't respect, she got in the water having done one open water swim before and got carried out at the end of it. Still managed to go on and do the rest of it and raise several million or whatever it was because of the celebrity stuff. But hold on a second. That was done in February, March time. The water is freezing. You have to respect it. You don't get on a boat and sail across the Atlantic without learning how to sail it or drive it or steer it. You've got to do it. And so this was frustrating because when you do the Great North Swim and things like that, there's 11,000 people over a weekend getting in that water. 11,000. The energy is palpable. Every single shape and size, colour and creed of people are getting in there and doing it. Some are doing little breaststroke, head up and away you go. Others are elite, going straight on. It varies. So that was my introduction to it, and I loved it. I thought it was great. Scary, yes. Cold, yes. Nerve-wracking, yes. All of the above. But it just really energised. And you started to realise through that journey, our swims got longer, they got harder. Last year, the wetsuit went. So every swim that was done was just in budgie smugglers, with people going, you're having a laugh. Going down to Oxford Water Ski Park, swimming there, just jumping in. One of the guys at the school where we play our polo, he takes the school children, and they do a channel swim occasionally, and he'll take them down to Dover Harbour and make them swim circles around and around in Dover Harbour. That's horrible. What did we do? We'd drive down to Sandbanks and swim along the front at Sandbanks, looking at all the pretty ladies and pretty houses, get out, have a cup of coffee, big piece of cake, feeling smug and self-righteous, and then swim back again. What's the point in making it hell? You might as well enjoy it. You're still going to dodge the jellyfish, but that's just the game. And this is what we did, and we built up to it. So when it came to 10 days of standby last August, we were on standby for 10 days before we could do the swim. Why? Mother Nature, she said no, you're not going. The tide was too big, the tide was too small, the crosswinds, everything else. We couldn't go. And then when we got to that point, 2:15 in the morning was my turn to get in, just jump in.